You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
Jalen Rose.
What up, though?
Hey,
Welcome
Jalen.
back.
Hey, I love you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
For continuing to do what you do, but not changing up. We all had to come to you, not the other way around.
Word.
Well, thank
You
you.
in multiple markets, obviously my hometown, Detroit. I watch you guys every morning on Revolt TV. Just keep doing your thing.
Thank
You look like
you.
you done slimmed down a lot, man. You turned vegan or something?
No, man.
Turn
Just
vegan.
just got older, trying to live better, eating right. Gave up the fried food, gave
There
up
you
the
go.
vodka, lifestyle changes.
Do you get scared when you see guys like Prodigy passing away and Phife Dawg? I know I do.
I do, because I'm 44, and once you get 40 and you're a black man, there's certain things you have to start doing health-wise, like we're describing. Like, got to give up some of that fried food. You got to let some of that pork go, that beef. You know, I know everybody, like their entertainment and, whether drinking or smoking. And a lot of rappers and people talk about popping pills and taking drugs and stuff like that. You have to go to the doctor and get checked.
Absolutely.
Like, straight up. And I know it's not cute or cool to talk about, but it's a necessary evil for sure.
It's interesting because I just came back from Detroit yesterday, and I was looking for a juice bar, right? And it's not easy to find one. There's like two. There's one in the mall, and there was one in like Eastern Market or something. And I couldn't find a juice. I was like, I just want to go get a juice somewhere, and it just nothing.
Yeah, it's one of those things that major markets pick up on that first. So the business in Los Angeles or New York or Miami is be more prominent for juicing. But I bet you saw a lot of liquor stores and funeral homes.
Sure did.
And fried
And things
chicken
like
spots.
fried
Yeah,
chicken
absolutely.
spots and Coney Islands, which we love. So we haven't
Definitely went to
graduated to
Coney
that
Islands.
just yet, but we'll get there.
Basketball is such a great analogy for life, though, because it comes a point in time in basketball where your body just can't do it anymore.
Yep.
But when you're just out in the street, your mind is always young, so you think you can still party the way you used to and do the drugs and the liquor the way you
Yes,
used
indeed.
to. But eventually it catches up.
Right.
It absolutely does. And you got to start cooking for yourself a little bit more. And that's why when you asked me about the weight loss thing, that's the first thing I said. So it's a lifestyle change.
Absolutely.
More so than just anything else.
Yeah,
Now
not
let's
like
talk-
people do crash diets and they try to lose weight real quick, but it is
Gain it
definitely,
right
like
back.
you said, a lifestyle.
And you got to master the morning. You can't master the morning if you're up all night.
That's true. That's real.
Now let's talk about the draft. How are we looking for the draft? Who do you think is going to go number one, or who's going to go number two, and who are my Knicks going to get?
Okay, which way you want to go
Let's
first?
go number one.
Okay. Markelle Fultz is going to go number one
To the Celtics.
to the Philadelphia 76ers.
76ers.
Yes, indeed. Because they took a number one pick last year in Ben Simmons, who's 6'10", can handle the ball, not much of a jump shooter. They need those two guys that's going to spread the floor. Joel Embiid, who made a splash last year, is a big guy, is really versatile, turn over both shoulders. He also can make the threes. I think they're putting together a nice core group of players that they call the process. Now for Embiid, you can't call yourself the process as your nickname if that's something the team has to embrace, but that's another subject for another day. Number two, the Lakers going to take Lonzo Ball.
As they should.
For anybody out there slandering LeVar Ball, there will not be any LeVar Ball slander on my timeline.
I'm with you.
In any way, shape, or form, because I love him. I love what he's trying to do for his kids. And you get your kids to college. You get your kids to the NBA draft. You get your kids their own brand. By the way, as somebody that was a member of the Fab Five, imagine if we would have owned the
I
Harachis
thought about
or the
you.
black shoes or the
Yeah.
black socks or something like that.
Right.
I thought about you when LeVar Ball was trying to push that big baller brand sneaker. I don't care what you think it looks like. That wave of entrepreneurship is what we need.
Correct. And I'll use the word trained to work for someone. If his son can ball, he can always get a shoe deal.
Yes, sir.
He can always go back to Nike, any Adidas, whoever, and get a shoe deal, but why not try to have your own thing? But the Lakers are going to take him. Don't be surprised if the Lakers end up with Paul George sooner than later. And LeBron James got a $20 million house in Brentwood. They're trying to grease the skids to see if they can get him to come to Los
you
Angeles
really?
as well.
You think he would go to
man.
LA?
Here's the thing. Like, Magic Johnson's in tow, and LeBron James has been doing a lot of, I guess, dribbling about, the family really didn't want me to go back to Cleveland, and everybody knew he has a production company now. Now the wife wants to live in L.A. If when you buy a $20 million house, you clearly want to be in L.A. in one way, shape, or form. That's not breaking news. So that's what they're trying to do.
That'd be so whack. To me, I don't want to see that. That'd be whack, LeBron. Don't do that.
I ain't mad at you.
But what
I
do
ain't
you
mad
think
at
about
you.
what do you think about Durant going away and winning the chip the way he won his chip?
He put the smack down, though. So, like, we've never seen a player of his caliber join a team of the Warriors' caliber. They have 2 MVPs under 30. That's never happened in the history of the league. And I didn't like that he joined the team that beat him, but now we do count chips. When you talk about great players all the time, what you go first say? Michael got 6. He won all MVPs. Tom Brady got 5.
Kind of shaky now, though. Like those rings, we're looking at those rings and you got asterisks by him a little bit.
Because you're a historian of the game. You're an OG. Like, youngsters don't pay attention to it like that, Charlamagne.
But
They
it gotta
don't.
be a feeling. You don't want to lose and then go to the team you lost to. You want to beat that team next time. And I look at it like, who wins the next 3-4 years? That team is, I'm not going to say impossible to beat, but it's impossible to beat.
How about this? When LeBron went to Miami, would they get up on the stage and say, not 5, not 6, not 7? They won 2. Crazy things happen. People get injured. You see Draymond Green got suspended last year. They are the best team. They will be the favorite, but other teams are putting things together. They was down 20 to the Spurs in game 1 before Kawhi got hurt. So crazy things do happen. And obviously at number 3, as we get back to the draft, the Boston Celtics. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think they should take Josh Jackson out of Kansas, a really good athlete, can play multiple positions. He got
Over
a tough.
Fox, you think?
Yeah, because here's the thing. Fox and Isaiah Thomas, that's too small. You're too little.
Isaiah's what, 5'10"?
Correct.
They stretch, they say 6 foot,
Right.
about 5'10".
You can't put both of those guys together. And so I think they'll take Josh Jackson. They're looking at Tatum. They really need a big guy up front, but when you go into the top 3, you got to take the best prospects. So Boston is in a unique spot because they're the number 1 seed and they got the number 1 pick. Thanks to the Nets.
The Nets
Right.
did that dumb deal.
But speaking of the Nets and Barclays, 'cause I'm going to be there tomorrow. Why? They had a statue of Captain America in front. I'm glad they moved it and put it in the mall. Why ain't a statue of Biggie in front of the Barclays Center?
That's a good question.
Biggie or Hove?
Or both.
Yeah, or both. Yeah.
You know? We're not paying attention to them play basketball.
Yeah,
At least
might
we
as
can go
well.
there and watch
I
and put
didn't
some
even notice
statues
that
up.
That was there.
Yeah, they moved it. I'm so glad. I'll complain for 2 years.
Now, what do you think about Lopez going to the Lakers and creating that? If that
You
happens?
guys should be cheering. Like, I like Lopez. He could score 20 points, but he'll get you 4 rebounds. And hopefully he's renting and leasing in L.A. because he won't be there either. He's a productive player, but they're just using him to clear cap space. And so he'll play there for 1 year. They'll try to trade him this year. Definitely let him go at the end of the year. A big salary player. He'll get a big deal. He's a productive player, but his future is not with the Nets or the Lakers.
Why not roll the dice on D'Angelo Russell, though? I mean, he's young, got a lot of upside.
The Nets will.
Okay.
Because the Nets have no draft picks.
Nothing, right?
Literally. So they have to roll the dice on the number 2 pick. They put up good numbers in L.A. Don't Snapchat around them or don't leave your phone laying around them. But he showed that he has promise. And so you have to roll the dice. You have to take Mozgov in return. He's going to give you guys energy. I ain't going to say you guys, but he's going to give New York shot blocking and energy, but you got to watch 3 years of, $40, $50 million of his contract the next couple of years.
Porzingis, they're saying, is on the trading block. Porzingis he's a good player.
I hate to tell you guys this. Everybody out there with Cablevision probably knows this and has Knicks tickets. James Dolan is a genius. And not because of nepotism only. Because when people were picketing outside MSG to get him fired as the owner, what do? Hire Phil real quick. Boom. Take all the money you want. Y'all look at him when the decisions happen.
Right.
Gave Melo the max and even gave Melo a no-trade clause. And then drafted Porzingis. Everybody was good. The Knicks are back. Woo!
We forgot to add Derrick Rose.
The Knicks are back.
On paper, yes.
Exactly. And so he fell back. He doing concerts. He doing shows. He ain't tripping. They number 1 in Forbes. Now we looking at Phil. He can't trade Porzingis. He's not going to trade Porzingis. You're not going to get true value in return. He's on a rookie deal, a productive player. He just ain't been working the last few years. So now he say, hey, we trading Porzingis, so people will call him back. They're still trying to run the triangle.
Why? It's not working.
It's not going to work. Like, a simple reason why. You can play zone in the league. Now, I played against the triangle when he was coaching the Bulls, when they had Mike and Scotty, and when he had Shaq and Kobe. Now you can play zone. So you can suffocate the strong side of the ball. It just does not work. That's why Steve Kerr's like, I'm not coming to coach your team. You can hire Derek Fisher. Y'all can run a triangle. I'm going to go to Golden State. And look what happened. He don't run it. Luke Walton don't run it.
Yeah. Not the commercial with Kobe, the trailer for your show, Jalen versus everybody. Was that hard to do?
Well, I wanted to throw some wine on him, and I appreciate you guys' support, texting and DMing you guys and trying to get people to support the project. Kobe came out. It was a really good look because being an athlete sometimes, I remember being in high school and having a chance to learn Spanish. And I was ignorant sitting in the back of the class like, I don't need to learn that. I ain't never going to Spain. Ha, 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 ha. One of the dumbest decisions I ever made. So I'm like, you know what? I have an opportunity. I never asked to act. I'm going to take this serious. Right. When these folks cut these cameras on, I got Anna Marie Horsford, I got Marla Gibbs, I got real A-list people doing this. Like, I got to take this serious. You know what I mean? So I did all of the classes. I did all of the acting and coaching and stuff, and it was a really good time. Kobe came out, so many different celebrities, and my coworkers came out. It rated well. It was a good look. The network was happy about it. So we'll see if we get more episodes.
Yeah, so that was supposed to go somewhere else, Jalen versus Everybody.
Yes, indeed.
That was a show that you filmed for.
We shot a pilot for ABC.
Right, for ABC.
ABC decided not to go with it. And actually, I'm not mad at it because the show College-ish that they're going to do, a spinoff of Blackish, the young lady that plays on there. It's going to be a spinoff to A Different World. That's actually good. I'm like, hey, that's a good idea.
Yeah, because we've been needed a black college show on
Correct.
television.
Yes, I'm like, that's a good look. So, but they all still believed in the project so much that ESPN still ran it. And the whole thing about pitching it to them is original programming. Right. Like, there's a reason why a show like, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, 50 show, Power. There's a reason why Power is going to come on the 25th. My favorite show. I'm so happy. I
watched
Power's
the first
back.
2 episodes.
How you, VIP? Like, seriously? Yeah, hook your boy up. But anyway, in the offseason of basketball and football, it's kind of the dog days. Like, people don't really care about baseball at that point of the year. And the summer sports, like, So the pitch to them was, hey, you know, it could be something that you run, in particular in this period of time where people aren't watching NBA or NFL. So we'll see if we get more episodes, whether now or when basketball season starts. But we're going to shoot some more, I think for sure.
When they came to you with this idea and somebody wrote up the treatment for the Kobe thing, how did they approach you with it? Because I know somebody said, I don't know if that's a sensitive topic to Jalen or not.
I'm glad you brought that up. And Ice Cube just left, one of my mentors. You remember when he left NWA? You remember his first single?
No Vaseline.
No, the one you love to hate.
I don't remember that one.
Screw you, Ice Cube. You love to hate.
Right, you got it. Okay.
But because when you play the heel, people think that they're saying screw you, but you're actually flipping it on them.
Gotcha.
And so that's what we did. So there are going to be people that tweet me or hit me up like, Kobe clowning him, not knowing that I was a part of writing it. Right. I'm producing it.
Yeah,
I created all of the characters.
I can laugh at it.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm working with A-list people like Nanashka Khan that I'm working with and Melvin Marr. You know, she was a writer on Family Guy. You know, and to have so many successful projects, for them to want to work with me and for her to be, you know, so invested in the project, it was just a great opportunity for me. So I didn't feel any type of way. And he an all-time great. You know, it ain't like
it was like it was a bum.
Right, it ain't like it was a bum.
Right.
And so
wasn't Harold Miner dropping 81?
And no doubt about it. no doubt about it. And I got love for him. And speaking of dropping bombs, I just got to say this because I was watching the Golden State Warriors win the championship, and you know there are things I love to say on this program that I couldn't say on ABC right after the game. Who had a better week than Matt Barnes? You know,
right.
He won a championship. He got cut by the Kings that year.
Yep.
And his ex was riding in the car with Derek Fisher, and they flipped it upside down.
But nobody got hurt though. But you know,
like, dude, how you riding around
in my car?
In my car.
In my whip.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, and you got your own bread.
Yeah.
Like, you really trying to catch a fade. But anyway, that's another subject.
What
for
did you
another
think
day.
about the finals? Did you think? Because I seen a couple of spots. Like I seen LeBron miss a lot of layups in the last couple minutes. You know, I seen I can't remember his name, missed that 3-pointer wide open.
Kyrie Irving?
No,
the white dude.
Kevin Love, Kyle Korver. Left wing, yes indeed.
What do you think about LeBron as a player?
All-time great.
All-time great.
He is. He's right now definitely in the top 10 on anybody's list.
Is he better than Jordan?
No.
Of course not.
Not even close.
People say it.
Well, so let me say something for those people, and I don't know too much about chess, okay? Before you get to MJ, okay, here's the Mount Rushmore. MJ, 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, dropped the mic, still selling shoes 30 years later. Okay.
Irvin Magic Johnson.
No doubt. 5 championships, only 6'9" point guard ever jumped. Won a championship in college one year, then the pros the next year. Only 6'9" point guard drops the mic.
And beat HIV one-on-one.
And still doing it.
Yes.
And by the way, you ready for this? An owner with the Dodgers and a president with the Lakers currently.
Right.
How about that? That's crazy.
And he went to the finals 9 times because nowadays they counting going to the finals even though you're losing.
No doubt.
He went 9 times out of 13 seasons.
That is ill. Bill Russell, 11 championships in 13 years. First African-American coach in the game's history. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, people forget, I know he's from New York City. He won 4 championships in high school, 3 in college, probably would have won 4 if freshmen can play, 6 in the league, and 6 MVPs. So LeBron got to pass some of those guys. Right. He's still in the conversation with Kobe and Tim Duncan and Larry Bird. So he's kind of with those guys, but he's still moving up.
He got Larry in my book. But like even with the big men don't get those props like that. Like big men don't, for whatever reason, they don't put big men in the greatest of all time.
Because a lot of times it's almost like big men don't really sell shoes. Because it's like Steph Curry hit the world by a hurricane because a lot of people that aren't big or physically imposing or not truly athletic look at him like, I could be him. All I got to do is work on my jump shot. But when you see like a 7-foot guy, you're like, I can't be him.
Physically, it's impossible.
Yeah, physically, it's impossible. And it's like all he do is lay up or all he do is dunk. Well, that's all he got to do.
Will the game ever go back to the big man?
It's a big man's game. Like you see players like Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis that are multifaceted, that can shoot the three, that can post up, DeMarcus Cousins. The big man will never leave the game. It's just that you see a lot of guards with the rules now that are dominant, that can dribble, pass, and shoot. And you back in the day, your point guard was at least responsible to get us the ball sometime.
Right.
You know, like, yo, hey, you see me? Now the point guard's the leading scorer, take the most shots, so that's where the game has changed. But the big man will never be obsolete in the NBA.
What is it like on draft night? Because I always think in my mind, I'm thinking all of these women is out and they waiting for these new millionaires. You know what I'm saying?
Is it really like that?
They lined up with condoms with the holes poked in them. Like,
I heard y'all talking about that.
Is it really like that?
To whom much is given, as much is required. So yes, you know the pitfalls come with it. And for me, the night before draft, I'll never forget. Like I had 2 suits. I had a red and white suit that
Sounds
people
great.
still critique all of the time, either the worst or the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I had a lime green one. I'm from Detroit.
right.
You know, it is what it is. I'm like, I'm gonna line up with the team that's gonna pick me. So hey, the Clippers draft me. I'm gonna get the red and white. The Sonics, I'm gonna have the green. And I had a bump underneath my eye. And I was picking the bump all night. And alcohol, peroxide, like just that's all I was worried about.
Yeah.
I was worried about the bump under my eye. But in all honesty, it is a life-changing day because you go up dreaming about playing in the league. It's only 4,000 people that ever play in the NBA. And so it's an accomplishment. You get a chance to play amongst the best of the best. Yes, there are pitfalls that come with it, but my advice to young people, when you walk across the stage, eliminate your entourage. Like, don't have a staff before you start getting a check. That's all bad because usually rookies spend up your first deal, you spend all of that money. You buying everything for the first time. You buying your mom a house, you buying yourself. Now they make more money, which makes the game a lot different. And the other thing, don't bear hug Adam Silver. He's not your boy. He's not your homie. This is a business transaction. When you go to a job interview, you don't tackle the dude like Boogaloo in the above the rim. Put your head all around. No, don't do that. Shake his hand, be a man about it, and go about your business. But it's a great opportunity. It's going to be great to see a lot of people accomplish their goals and their dreams. And once you get drafted, you got to put that work in.
Why do people dress so trash on draft night?
I've been there.
Because when you look, I don't care what video you look at in the past, everybody looked terrible on
That's
draft
fly
night.
to them.
Yeah, because it's where you come from, where you grew up, and this is what was fly there, and now you're on a bigger stage, and everybody's watching what you're wearing. But to you, listen, I'm sure we all had outfits when we were younger.
Thank you.
Yeah, we thought was
That's
fly.
why I'm going to look at all of your old pictures, your old hairstyles, your old gear,
Yeah,
things that you were rocking. You say the same thing about yourself. 1. 2, you don't really have a budget. Like I didn't have somebody like, hey, we about to go get you, Chris. We have a, like nowadays.
Where'd you get your suits from?
I went to Mr. Allen's.
Oh, they still have
shout
Mr.
out to
Allen.
Mr.
Indeed.
Allen.
No
Shout out
doubt.
to my kids, Mr.
Yeah,
Allen.
yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. Like
Did they give it to you? Like, listen.
oh no.
Because they knew who you
no,
were.
the
I
late
mean-
great Ed Martin took me in there, put down the credit card. He's like, we're gonna get you 2 suits. Period.
And that was illegal. You was already out by then.
Here's the thing. It's not illegal to have a relationship with somebody that actually wants to help you out. He wasn't a booster at Michigan.
Right.
He was somebody like I do for young people right now. I'm the founder of a charter high school. Young people in the neighborhood need something. I'm trying to give it to them. I don't care if they go to Michigan. I don't care where they go. And so that's kind of what it was. But that's why you say like a lot of people look crazy on draft day. It's because a lot of times you didn't have a budget and you're trying to represent your hometown or just trying to do something different. But now you have so many people that want to look out for you. These players have credit cards when they walk across the stage.
Should college students get paid?
Absolutely. And
Jalen been championing that for years.
But and it's funny to watch people how they've changed because Forrest like you need to shut up. You got a scholarship, whatever.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah, but I just got to put this out here on wax, like for real, like that only happens in the NBA and the NFL. Okay, and it just so happened to be predominantly black sports, where you have limits on how long you can sign your contract, restriction of what you can do when you graduate from high school. Salary caps, like testing for marijuana. They don't. Did you guys know that they don't punish for weed in Major League Baseball?
I had no idea.
Or hockey or NASCAR?
I had no idea.
Or none of that. They only do that in football and basketball.
Predominantly black sports.
Exactly. So under that premise, what was your question?
We're talking about college kids getting paid.
Okay, they should absolutely get paid. Here's why. Because everybody else is getting paid.
Yeah, they're making a lot of money off of
you. You just forgot what he asked you.
No, because
you was explaining it.
Because I had I might be a card carrying customer.
But you're right. The school is making a lot of money.
Yes. Everybody's making money. Just think about the revenue streams of a coach, and not to pick on a coach, but you could get the money from the school, money from a shoe deal, money from a radio deal, money from a television deal, money for appearances. I remember one time Rick Pitino's team was going to the Final Four, and they was doing an interview on him about all of the horses he invested in and how they running in the Kentucky Derby. Wow. And I'm like, wow, how many players that he coached that didn't make it to the league that wish they could have had some sort of stipend, some sort of investment into them? And so they should absolutely get paid. They don't have to be multi-millions of dollars.
So they sell your jersey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
But
and you're not all going to make it to the league, like you said. So
correct.
How about give me a rev share of my jersey sales?
Or just giving us a portion of the endorsements.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Just give us a portion of the endorsements. So I hope it'll eventually happen, but it's a free enterprise for the NCAA. Have you noticed if you had to put up a picture of like, who's the president of the NCAA or who's making decisions? You don't know who that is.
I have no idea who that is.
They just fall back. Did you know they're accredited as being a nonprofit organization?
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, the NCAA is a 501c3 corporation.
Making billions of dollars.
And not having to pay those taxes. Now, you have the Jalen Rose Leadership Academy in Detroit.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so what made you decide to start a charter school?
It was initially I was helping 5 kids each year get scholarship dollars to go to school. And you guys spend time in Detroit. Mm-hmm. I would love to have you guys come visit the school or do anything to support the school.
Would love to. You have an event in August, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am, we do. Mm-hmm. And I remember watching Dr. Steve Perry on CNN, and he was driving his kids to school on a bus. And he's one of my mentors now. Big shout out to he and Diddy doing a school here in New York City. Absolutely. Yeah. And I was like, right after that, they put like the most dangerous cities and all of that. They had Detroit #1. They had Flint #2. Like, I was like, man, they dogging my city. And then we were closing schools and opening jails. So I was like, what can I do to try to truly give back? And I felt like I could try to do it through education. So we're tuition free, we're public charter. It's in the zip code that I grew up in. We don't segregate or test students in or out. But more importantly, we're a 9 through 16 model. Because you guys know you don't get as far with a high school diploma now as you used to. Being from Detroit, people used to graduate from high school, get to work at the plant. All of a sudden, you could take care of your family, get a car on the A plan. You were living good. But now these young people need to graduate from college or have some sort of secondary education. So I'm proud that we opened in 2011. 2 weeks ago, we had our 3rd graduating class. We have about 700 kids that we serve. Next year, to be around 800 kids that we serve. And we're trying to do what we can to just give them a quality school and bridge the education gap, because another societal thing, and you could call it racial, you could call it whatever you want to call it, but in theory, it's really about the money. And so what happens is those that live in the suburbs, like myself, I'm guilty, you pay more allegedly in taxes, so you're supposed to get better schools. Right. That's one of the things that's kind of happening in the United States. So it's like, people that can afford to put their kids in private school, they do it. People that can afford to go to a good school district for their kids, they do it. And then it just kind of leaves everybody else to go to the crappy public school in their neighborhood. So I was trying to just create a quality school for our young people that's a safe learning environment and try to put them in position to get educated.
I got a 2-part question. What do you think about athletes who make political stands, like Colin Kaepernick, who's my guy Colin? And what do you think about people who say that they shouldn't do that, and those things like racism don't affect the LeBron Jameses of the world and the Colin Kaepernicks, the privileged athletes of the world?
I love it. This is why you have a platform.
Mm-hmm.
This, like, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And what ends up happening is it's too easy to take the money and run. And when you have a stance like Colin Kaepernick, when you give back to your community, to me, that's way more beneficial to society than how much I could dribble, pass, and shoot. Like, if all I'm remembered for is playing ball at the Fab Five, like, I didn't do enough with my life. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate Colin. I appreciate LeBron when athletes are socially and politically conscious, but more importantly, aware. Mm-hmm. Pay attention. Like, I love ESPN, but I don't just watch it all day. Like, I'm watching CNN, I'm watching MSNBC, I'm watching Fox News. I'm paying attention to what everybody's thinking and feeling, not only about us, but what's going on in society. And I guess I should follow our commander in tweets right now to see what he got going on next.
I just go to his timeline. I ain't gonna follow him.
True story.
I don't want anybody to see that.
No question. But in all honesty, it's really important when you have a voice to express it. And for those that say, shut up and play your sport, why should I? I'm paying taxes.
Damn right.
You want me to pay taxes, so why I can't have an opinion? And that's what you guys do. Mm-hmm. You have a platform, and when things happen, it's important for you to express it, because people that look like us didn't have this platform to say what we want when we want. Now that we have it, you must do it.
If you were on the Golden State Warriors, would you go to the White House?
No.
Hell no.
They already said they're not going.
You can Google it. In November of 2016, when Donald Trump got elected, I said players from the NFL and the NBA, not the Patriots. We know why, because obviously Robert Kraft and Brady. And how about this? It was Antonio Tarver and Roy Jones Jr. I was actually sitting at a fight one time with Chris Webber, Donald Trump, and Tom Brady, for whatever that's worth. But players in the NFL and the NBA will decline the invite to the White House, because that's a way to take a social and political stance on some things that a divisive candidate, while he was running for president, alienated a lot of people. Mm-hmm. He made it personal. And for those that say, shut up, y'all didn't vote, we did vote. He lost the popular vote. Right. He won the Electoral College. And if you want, put up the pictures of all of the people that represent the Electoral College. They look so much alike.
Old and white.
You know what I mean? So and you won't see it, however, in baseball. You won't see it in hockey. The Pittsburgh Penguins, they just won the Stanley Cup. They'll be there.
Right.
But the Golden State Warriors won't be there, and I appreciate that.
So what do you think when they make examples out of guys like Colin, like the way they're doing now? He's clearly being blackballed.
He is. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And it also serves as a message to keep us in our place in a lot of way.
Yeah.
To say, y'all see what happened to him. Now, he decided not to stand for the national anthem, and there are 20 backup quarterbacks that got signed this offseason that he's clearly better than. And so they do that to him to send a message to everybody else. But here's what stinks about it. If he was Russell Wilson, and, I'm not saying that, not to judge Russell Wilson in any way, shape, or form, but it's, I'm so good that you have to deal with what I say regardless.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Kaepernick is like, well, he was on the 49ers. They struggled a little bit. He's losing a little weight. I don't know. Is it his hair? Is it his stance? Da-da-da. And so they're trying to find reasons for him not to be in, because he's more borderline than just a knockout prospect.
Do you think financially people really wouldn't go to the games and boycott if a coach signed him? Like, do you really think?
No. In the NBA, the logos of Jerry West, because they promote the players. That's why on social media and on the Forbes list, you see more NBA players substantially than NFL players. In the NFL, they promote the shield. It's an American flag if you look closer at the logo of the NFL. So people purchase to go buy the helmets. Mm-hmm. And if you get a Tom Brady, if you get an Eli Manning or Odell Beckham, great. But people don't know the other 45 players.
Right.
We do.
Now, let me ask you a question. Would this ever happen? And, this is how I look at things. Majority of people that play in the NBA, African American. Mm-hmm. Do we have any full majority African American owners?
And
No.
what? NBA?
NBA? No.
No.
Neither
Michael
in-
Jordan.
Michael
Jordan.
Michael Jordan, the only one. So I feel like we should own more of our teams, and if we not, why not say, you know what? Peace, NBA. Let's create our own league because we the players.
It's one word, nepotism. And they got a further head start. And what ends up happening is, like in the NBA, it's only 30 teams. They're not selling them. It's not like, X amount of players can get together and say, hey, man, let's all put together $10 million. Let's all put together $20 million and buy a team. Well, those now are family-owned businesses. Mm-hmm. And when the Lakers were struggling and the Knicks were struggling, I used to call that nepotism gone wrong. You have two families that passed their franchises over to their kids, and they were struggling. So we would love to be in ownership, except I think it was Chris Rock that said it's almost like, we have to be the all-time great Michael Jordan on the team. Mm-hmm. We have to be a top 5 player all time in Magic Johnson to be a part of ownership. So that's a barrier that's going to be tough to get past, but we're trying to work at it. They'll let us be minority owners.
Right.
I see Usher and Nelly and Serena and Grant Hill. They'll let us be minority owners, and that's something I hope to be one day. But again, majority ownership is something that we should continue to strive for, and hopefully we'll get there.
What team would you want to be a minority?
Detroit Pistons.
Are they really moving downtown?
Yes, ma'am. Y'all got to come to check out the hometown team. I'll make sure we show you guys a good time. I'm friends with the owner, Tom Gore. I'm so happy that they're moving back to the city. I would love to be a part of their ownership group.
One quick question about basketball. I was listening to our guy Bill Simmons' podcast.
Mm-hmm.
He had Kevin Durant on. Kevin Durant said that Kyrie Irving is a better player than Allen Iverson.
Oh, the season has ended, so probably he doesn't have to worry about the drug testing rule?
Yeah, got you.
Got it. Here's the difference. Allen Iverson was an MVP All-NBA player. Kyrie Irving is an All-Star, sometimes All-NBA player. When LeBron James isn't playing, the Cavs aren't good. They don't win. When Allen Iverson was on the Philadelphia 76ers, he led them to the finals.
With nothing.
I played against Allen Iverson, no doubt about it. So a different level of performer was Allen Iverson, no doubt about it. And a trendsetter.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Literally.
Now, the Euro step, is that traveling?
When it's 2 steps, no, but they allow you to do 2.5, 3. So
what
yes.
the hell is that?
Yes is the answer to your question.
Every time my son does it, I push him on the floor. I tell him it's traveling. He goes,
You should.
It's not traveling. I'm like, that is freaking traveling.
You should push him on the floor because that is traveling. And if you're not James Harden, what happened to James Harden in the last game? But anyway, if you're not one of the best players in the league, they will call it.
And are the refs too slack now? No, I ain't gonna say too slack. Too hard on the players. You can't foul hard. They call technicals fast. Now you hit somebody in the head, it's a flagrant. Like it seems like the league is getting really soft, or it's gotten soft.
Yes, the rules have changed a lot to try to make the game more fluid, to try to make it more exciting, to try to make the game faster. If you looked at the finals, there were a couple of games where they set records for pace. They set records for points scored. Like these games were 115, 120 by both teams. That's what the leagues want to see, a lot of scoring. And also, they don't want me to hard foul your player that's making $20 million and knock him on the floor and he's down for a week and all of a sudden it's costing everybody money. So it's really a business deal more than anything else.
That sucks.
Jalen versus everybody.
Rest in peace. I got to say one other thing. Rest in peace, Prodigy. I break bread, ribs, $100 bills.
There you go.
Appreciate the love.
I was watching Jamel Hill and Michael Smith. And I was like, these white people do not know what they talking about. When they did all the Prodigy references yesterday on the set.
Yes, indeed. It's classic. You guys are trendsetters. Please continue to carry the baton with your voices, your personalities, breaking barriers in all the ways you do. I'm a true fan. I watch it on Revolt every morning. Have for years. Follow you all on social media. Keep doing what you do, please.
And congratulations to you. Keep doing what you do, too.
Thank you. Appreciate the love. Thank you.
You and Chris Webber still haven't communicated,
It's
right?
it's on him. Like, I'm 100. I'm not walking
with him.
Y'all gotta see each other damn near every game. Y'all walk past each other.
Can I tell you?
Didn't he just have a baby, too?
Yes, he did. And big shout and congratulations on the twins. You know what? Like, I hate when I'm at a game. Like, we played together when we were 12 and under. Okay. When I'm at a game, suited and booted, working for my network, he is too, and we literally walking past each other like we don't know each other.
That's so dumb.
That's so lame.
That's crazy.
Why don't you just be like, hey, man,
I
congrats
tried to do it a couple of years in San Antonio, and he barked at me. I was like, you know what? You lucky we on the clock. Like, straight up. But the other 4 of us are tight. We joke and call him the Fab One.
Right.
Because I think about stuff like that because I'm like, man, people are dying, and they dying young. Like, you don't want to die with that stupidness on your heart for nothing. It's petty.
And the thing is, like, to be honest with you, me and him have never had an argument ever.
Right.
It's nothing about something that happened between us. I had an issue with how he treated some of the people that helped put us on that we love. Mm-hmm. Like Ed Martin, somebody that took us to ACT classes, somebody that had us at his house washing his cars, somebody that took us to the Michigan football game, somebody that put a couple of dollars in our pocket. And so those are the kind of relationships. Jimmy King and Ray Jackson, yeah, they didn't have long, illustrious NBA careers, but, man, they text you, they hit you, they call them back, man. When you go to town, holler at your guys, man. And so it was more about that than it is about, me and him, having an argument or something. So, again, I have no issue. I have no problem with it. We can dap it up and break bread anytime.
Yeah, we're going to do a Jalen Rose, Chris Webber check-in every time you come.
Appreciate the love.
No doubt. See if it's getting better, if anything's moving on that.
No doubt about it.
All right. Well, it's Jalen Rose. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.